Okay, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the bear crawl, home exercise here. So I'm going to do it down here on the floor. You'll just want to find a space that's kind of open where you're able to kind of take a few strides on your hands and knees. And so I'm going to go down here and I'll show you what we're going to do. So the bear crawl, where I like to start is I'll go kind of from, if you guys have done straddle or cat and cow before, I like going between cow and cat and stopping halfway between them to kind of find neutral spine. So this is kind of a stable quadruped position. So I've got my hands under my shoulders, my knees under my hips, and my spine's at neutral. Now, if you're having a hard time with neutral spine, one thing that can sort of be helpful is putting a ball on the small of your back. And so if your back gets too rounded, it'll just kind of roll off. So you want to make it kind of a nice cradle, and that'll help you understand where your spine should be. So a couple different ways there to sneak into neutral spine. So you can go from kind of cat to cow and then try and stop halfway between, or use a ball and kind of find that spot where it'll rest. You just want to be careful with the ball. If you can get kind of sagged like this, and it'll still kind of cradle in there. So you want to maybe start with doing that, going from cow to cat, going halfway in. Once you think you've got it, make sure a ball will stay there and that you're not slightly flexed. So you can do the exercise with this on your back. I'll probably show it without it if you're having trouble finding that neutral spine. But once you're in quadruped here and if you've got a good stable spine position, what you want to do is just elevate your knees, and now you're in kind of bear position. And it's really common for when people are doing kind of bear crawling, the hips get kind of high, but you want to sort of keep your spine parallel with the ground, or kind of level with the ground. And then from there, you're just going to alternate with your opposite arms and legs, and you can move forward and backward in this way. Okay, so this is kind of bear crawling. If you had that ball on you, it would look much the same. And one thing I like emphasizing when I'm going backwards is I try and I'm trying to stay in the camera here, but I try and take I kind of really reach with my legs and take a deep stride backward as I'm doing that. Now, this also, you can actually use it, you can encourage your spine to stabilize by using a rubber band. So I'm going to have Dr. Irwin come in the frame here. And I have just this tubing here, but this could be any sort of elastic band that you can find a way to fasten to your shoulders. But I'm going to slip my arms through these loops here. And he's going to hold it behind me. He's going to put a little twist in it so it'll stay there. And now what's happening is the spine's wanting to compress my spine. So I'm having to use my abdominals to kind of stabilize that area. So in some ways, it adds resistance to the bear crawl, but it also makes it easier for me to stabilize my spine. So I'm going to go back through my movements here. So I'm going to go from cat down to cow, find halfway, go into bear. And now I'm getting a little resistance, and he's kind of walking the bear here. And I'm going to go deep. And you'll find that resistance as you're moving backwards, it can kind of challenge you. So that's how to do it with a rubber band. Give yourself a little bit of a challenge. So this is the bear crawl. Go ahead and try this one at home. Send it to a friend who needs it, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our updates here at the Movement Clinic.